So we are 1 minute early for top 10 essential oils for mums. If you are here, we'll just wait another minute or two before we start to make sure more people can join us. If you haven't already got pen and paper next to you, go and grab that, your glass of water, tea, what have you, and we'll start in just a minute. Okay, I'm just going to put a reminder in the group. Let's see. So, I think we will just start now. So hi again, everyone. This is Carolyn Kane, and I'm in Denmark. We have people from all over the world joining us, which is very exciting. And obviously due to time zones, some of you will be listening to the recording, so welcome. Thank you very much for being here and for joining me on this webinar. This is a topic that I am out, as you will figure as the hour goes on. I imagine that this call will take about an hour. But I know that you're very busy, especially as you are all mums on this call. And so thanks for taking the time for joining me and really learning about natural methods that you can use and have at home. You will absolutely love it because I haven't come across anything as effective and easy to use as these oils, basically. Now, for those of you who don't know me, I'm a naturopathic nutritionist and eating psychology coach. And at the same time, obviously, I sell essential oils and work with essential oils with my clients and, you know, spread the word far and wide because they have been absolutely life-changing for us. Now, what I'm going to do, the way this call is going to work is that I'm going to give you a background as to what essential oils are, purity, why we use specifically doTERRA essential oils, safety of use, how you use them, and then I'll go through the specific oils, the 10 that I mentioned, so the top 10 oils for mums that you basically need to have at home to cover pretty much anything that comes up, okay, whether it's physical or emotional. And I'll give you specific examples. Obviously, I have the oils here next to me and I can smell them. You can't. But I will try and describe them to you as we go along. You'll notice that on the, well, for me, it's on the right-hand side. Yeah, it'll be on the right-hand side for you too. There's a chat box, so you can type your questions in there as we go along. Okay, so if anything comes up for you or any comments or, yeah, anything like that, just feel free to type it in there and I'll just keep checking throughout. So, what are essential oils? Basically, essential oils are aromatic compounds. They come from the rind of citrus fruits, from flowers, from roots of trees, from bark, from leaves, all of that. Plant's immune system. So, like you, a plant, its primary purpose in life is to reproduce and to survive, just exactly like human beings. And so these plants have oils in them that basically repel, you know, bacteria, viruses, insects, but also attract, so they have pheromones in them, what they need to reproduce. So for example, attract the birds and the bees. It's very clever. So basically the immune system of the plant is what you have in here, condensed. Basically the essential oils is the plant's immune system, which is what we are taking. You know, when you put it on your body, that is what feeds every single cell of your body. So that's absolutely amazing. What is even more exciting is that you might have heard that, for example, some strains of antibiotics you can become resistant to, and that is because they are chemically made, you know, and our bodies are organic. They will adapt over time. And yet, because these oils come from nature, it's amazing. They're constantly adapting as well. And so you don't ever sort of become, you know, immune to them or resistant or anything like that. Now, out of interest, for interest, 1 drop of oil is, so 1 drop of peppermint oil, rather, is like 28 cups of peppermint tea. So oils are 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. So they're very safe and easy to use, but you want to respect them because they are very powerful as well. And so why are we, why is there such a buzz around essential oils, and why am I sitting here, telling you about it and, asking you to take your time to learn about this? Is because this is really a natural way for you to take care of your health and your family's health in so many different ways. As a nutritionist, as someone who tries to live as toxin-free as possible, this is really my passion, and to really use nature and nature's miracles basically as much as we can. Our world is extremely over-medicated, and of course, you're not expected to be a doctor and know everything yourself. So when there is something that comes up, with yourself or with your child, of course you go to the doctor, you go to the pharmacy, and you get something because you really want to trust that something is going to work. And the result is that we are a modern world that is extremely over-medicated. And of course, that creates certain side effects in the body and things like that. So I'm definitely not saying do not go to the doctor. What I am saying is that there is so much that we can help by using these oils at home. And hands up, I can imagine all of you doing this at home, that your kids, they normally get sick either in the middle of the night or on the weekend when you can't go to the doctor. I don't know why that is. But basically that's just when it happens. I guess it's better for them, right? You know what? This wasn't plugged in. See, mama brain. I need to diffuse some more oils. There we go. You can probably hear me much better now without the echo. So sorry about that. I'm just going to check because a message has come in that everyone's here. Yeah. Yeah, and so basically there is a vast, you all know, and you've probably used essential oils before that you've bought in health food shops or maybe even in supermarkets. There is a vast, vast difference in terms of purity and potency. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. But basically, the reason essential oils are so fantastic, and the reason you want pure ones in the beginning is because whatever you put on your skin, so literally 1 drop of this on your skin goes around and feeds every single cell of your body within under 2 minutes. And that is the same for everything else you're using. So your hand soap, your face cream, body lotion. So when you are using chemicals, and again, obviously all the creams that you're putting on your children, maybe to help with nappy rash, or if they have sort of dry skin, or whatever you're washing their hair with, their hands with, whatever it may be, all of that feeds the cells in their bodies. So you want to make sure that you are only using natural products. And so basically, if you have a cell, bacteria live on the outside of the cell. Viruses actually penetrate into the cell. So you might have had the experience before where you've had, flu-like symptoms or something, and you've been to the doctor, and the doctor says, look, it's a virus. I can't give you anything for it. When it's bacteria, they will give you antibiotics. But when it's viruses, they really can't give you anything for it. The amazing things with these essential oils is that they do penetrate into the cell. And naturally, because they're pure, your body doesn't have to think about it. When you take medicine, so for example, antibiotics or something like that, your body, you have to flood your body with it so that your cells go, oh, hang on, you want me to do something with this foreign object. So, okay, I'll work to drag it into the cell. Now I've figured out what to do with it. Because they are completely pure and the particles are so small, it's called passive diffusion. It just goes into the cell. So it can help to eliminate viruses, that are actually at a cellular level, which means that you can heal much quicker. And so doTERRA, so this brand, there you go, that we are talking about today, that I use, they have developed a whole new standard in essential oil purity and safety called Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. Now, this is not an industry standard. There is no industry standard, just like there isn't for organic. The organic label is bought above organic. And so what this means is that they've been tested on many different levels of purity. So, heavy metals, toxins, bacteria, all of that kind of thing. And it's not doTERRA that say, we've got the purest oils in the world. It's third-party tested. So every single bottle where is it? It has a tracking number, a little tracking number on the back of it, which you can trace back the actual grower of that bottle, which is absolutely amazing. So literally every single bottle is tested for purity. Important is because the majority, well over 95% of oils on the market, even if it says essential oil, when you buy it in a shop, not every oil you buy in a shop, obviously, but most brands, they're either 100% synthetic, even if they're called essential oil, or they are partly synthetic, or they have fillers in them, you know, to make them go a longer way. And you can really tell by the smell. Like, this is very, peppermint normally is quite sharp for people, but this is very, yeah, it's a very pure smell. You can immediately, once you've smelled these, you can immediately tell a difference. And so again, remembering that what you put on your skin feeds every cell of your body, you don't want to be buying something that isn't 100% pure and it isn't, you know, yeah, 100% clean, basically. And on top of that, that will, of course, affect the potency. Now, if you're anything like me, I've been using oils for 22 years, you know, in my bath or a little bit in my body oil that I put on me. And you know, I'd heard that lavender was good for relaxation. What else did I know? That was pretty much the one that I knew the most. And tea tree for cleaning and things like that. But I hadn't realized that we can actually use them therapeutically, like literally as part of a lifestyle. So what you'll be doing with your kids is to use them, first of all, preventatively. So, you know, our modern world, you know, there are so many chemicals out there, there's pollution out there. It's all fine. This is the world that we live in, and there is nothing to be afraid of. But there is so much that we can do to counteract the amount of new illnesses and the abundance of illnesses, you know, that have come along with our modern life. So the oils can be used to, only the Danish word is coming up for me, to build up your immunity, for example, and your resilience and your emotions to an overstimulated life and that kind of thing. And at the same time, when they are sick, you can use the oils to help speed up their recovery in a way that really strengthens the body. And it really does make a difference. Like, since using one in particular oil on our girls, I think they have maybe 5 days a year off sick from childcare, both of them. So they've just turned 2. Our older daughter turns 5 today. So 2 and 5, and literally they'll have 5 days off school. And that has been, you know, for the last year and a half, it's been like that. Obviously, you know, our kids are pretty healthy. They don't have that many sick days anyway, but we've definitely noticed a difference. In a year and a half of using these oils, I have had 1 cold and it lasted 2 days. Okay, so because of using the oils. And of course, as a mum, that makes a massive difference, because there is nothing worse than mumming when you're sick, right? It's one thing your kid's being sick, but when you're sick, it's pretty horrendous. And so, yeah, so basically, how do you use it? Well, first of all, I want to talk to you a little bit more about the potency. So we talked about purity. Now, potency, you literally use 1 drop at a time. So I'll literally, 1 drop, there we go. This is peppermint, and you can just smell it. Don't get it close to your eyes. It'll sting in the neck. Now, I use this one every single day to wake me up. I'll use it in the morning, and I'll use it after lunch normally as well, because, you know, with our little one still doesn't sleep great through the night. So I'm tired a lot of the time. I guess even if they do sleep, you're still tired. Apparently, sleep deprivation, energy deprivation lasts about 10 years. Ooh. Peppermint to the rescue. So you can basically, if you rely on coffee to keep you awake, peppermint is your friend. You can start using that instead, and you can literally reapply it every 15 minutes. I've got like a cold tingling feeling in my neck, and that is what it does. And for your children, you know, you can use these. This is mouth freshener as well. And if you have sort of headache, tension, you can also put it around here. And for your kids, what you would use this one for is, you can use it, you know, if you've got kids who find it difficult to wake up in the morning, I wouldn't put it on their neck necessarily, because it's quite strong. I'll talk to you about dilution in a minute. But you can waft it under their nose, and hold that over their nose as well to take deep breaths, and then see a massive difference. And also, if I've got to be compliant. Like, I'm not going to make disease claims here. So I hope you get what I mean. You know, when their body temperature is higher than it normally is, you can use this along their spine, diluted, again, which I'll talk about in a minute, to help the body manage that, okay? That has been a lifesaver because, again, that's always in the middle of the night, right, that it happens. And also digestive issues, but there's a better one for that I want to introduce you to. Also great, if they do get sunburn, you can put this on the skin and it really helps to immediately cool the skin down. And so, yeah, the potency. So as I said, just one drop. Now, what I love about doTERRA is that they are one of the only companies that they source the majority of their plant product where it naturally grows in the world. So the lavender comes from Bulgaria, for example. The pettigrain and wintergreen comes from Nepal. The tea tree, or melaleuca, as it's called, comes from New Zealand. They really source it where the frankincense comes from Somalia, the lemon from Sicily, and things like that. So what does this mean? What's it matter? It's like, when you import fruit from abroad, obviously it's that fruit, especially if it's organic fruit. Sorry, I'll skip that. I'll make it more simple for you. It's the difference between organic fruit and non-organic fruit as well. You can taste the difference. But when you grow where it naturally grows, it means that the climate is what that plant naturally needs, because that's where its natural habitat, to grow properly. And it means that the soil has the nutrients that it needs to grow properly, again, because it's its natural habitat. And so, of course, that plant then is getting exactly what it needs to thrive, okay? Because this is where it belongs. And so that is one thing. So the growing conditions are optimal. On top of that, because doTERRA have something which is called co-impact sourcing, this means that they have exclusive partnerships with these local communities around the world, which means that they guarantee their income. So what happens is that these communities and growers can wait until the perfect moment. Now, I didn't know this before, but the time of day to harvest, certain plants and fruit and things like that. I just thought, okay, it's the season, they're looking ripe, you harvest them. There isn't. There's literally a perfect time of day. And so this means, again, that they have their optimal nutrient value in them. What happens when you don't have co-impact sourcing? What communities did is they harvested the fruit, or the plant, the flower, whatever it was, before it was fully ready, because they were kind of in a race to scramble and find the highest bidder, who would give them the highest amount for their crop. And so, and half the time they would get paid half, and then the buyers would say, we'll come back and pay you the rest later. And of course they wouldn't come back, especially in third world countries. This was a massive issue. And so I really love that doTERRA actually have these exclusive partnerships, and they're literally changing communities. So, when you buy a bottle, yes, literally, I will say they are life-changing for you and your family, but they are life-changing as well for communities around the world, because they have guaranteed income for their girls to go to as well. They build a distillery there. They really secure, I think is it in Nepal or Somalia? They've created 2,000 jobs for women. I think it's in Somalia with the frankincense. That's amazing. And they've created a school and they've said, look, but the girls must be allowed to go to school. This is huge. And they work with these local communities. So, for example, they've also built the first 2 government-approved earthquake-proof schools after the earthquake in Nepal, and things like that. And, and as mums, we're really, I know I'm not the only one, it is important for us where this planet, where this world is going, and the kind of world we leave for our kids. And this is one of the things that I absolutely love about these oils and doTERRA, is that they use sustainable practices. They are here to stay for the long term. So they make sure that the plants that they're harvesting, that there is sustainability for years to come, and they're giving back to these communities and creating a better world. And mum, that feels really nice, to know that we're contributing to something like this in the world. And so how do we use the oils? So can you see that? That thing there? That's a diffuser. So in the good old days, we all had these oil burners where you would put water in the top, candle in the bottom, light the candle, and a couple of drops of oil in there. Now, some of you might still have that. The thing with that is that the candle, unless it's soy or beeswax, will be toxic. You know, candle smoke has been proved to be toxic if it comes from those regular candles or tea lights. That's one thing. The second one is that the heat from the candle modifies the compounds in the oils. And of course, that candle, you know, yes, it does spread here, but it's not a massive spread. In these diffusers here, it's basically one, you can see the cords going down, you plug it in, you put water in it, you put a couple of drops in there, and it has a sort of a spinning plate inside, which really breaks up the molecules into teeny tiny pieces so that they linger in the air longer, and it spreads much further. So it's much more effective in terms of the air around you and also affecting moods, you know, quicker in a longer, you know, over the longer term, which is very useful when you've got kids, and especially when they're, you know, coming back from school and you want to help them to settle down before bed and to sleep better as well. I'll talk about all that in a minute. And it switches off by itself. So if you leave the house and you think, oh my gosh, I haven't switched it off, don't worry. As soon as the water runs out, it will stop. And then you have settings 1, 2, or 4 hours. So that's aromatically. And as you saw me doing it literally from your cupped hands, take some deep breaths. The bottle, obviously, as well. And then you have topical. So this is when you put it directly on the skin. So obviously, if your child has a dry skin patch, you would put it directly on the skin, on the belly if they have digestive issues. If they have growing pains, you put it where the growing pains are. And by the way, you don't have to write all of this down. I should have told you this at the beginning. Because once you do, I'll tell you at the end. Of course, some of you have already asked about how you can buy these oils. I will tell you all that at the end. And we have a Facebook group that you come into, and we, you know, give you ongoing education about all of this. So you have easy access to that information. So 1 drop of oil for little babies, you would mix that with 1 tablespoon of carrier oil. So, you know, coconut oil, almond oil, jojoba oil, olive oil, literally, if that's all you have at home. And then for older children, you can do 1 drop of oil to 1 teaspoon of carrier oil. And that is generally what is recommended for adults as well. Again, you would learn about all of that once you have your oils and as you go along. Even if you can use some of them neat, like tea tree, for example, you would, when you put the oil on top, it locks it into the skin, into the body, so it works for longer, and it goes deeper. So for example, if your child does have something that you want to support the body with, you would reapply it every 2 hours or so to really give the body a boost as it's fighting something. And then as if you're using it preventatively every day, for example, to boost the immune system or enhance a certain mood, then you would put it on the soles of their feet, you know, maybe in the morning and then in the evening again. And so that's topical. And, you know, logically, if you've got head tension, you would put it around here. If it's to affect moods, sometimes you can put it on the back of the neck because that's where it's closest to the brainstem. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory or logical where you would use it. And then other than that, you have more interesting for you than for children. I don't necessarily recommend this for children. For example, this is lemon. 1 drop in a big glass of water. Don't do this, please, with any of the oils that you have at home. Okay, because unless they are this pure, you do not want to be taking them internally. To be honest, unless they're this pure, you don't want to be diffusing them or putting them on your skin either, because that is what is going into your body and feeding all of your cells. And then, ta-da! So the citrus oils are especially nice to do that with. You might be someone who takes what's called, you know, lemon squeezed in warm water every morning. 1 drop of lemon is like the lemon juice of 4 to 6 lemons, but it is not acidic and it will not ruin your teeth. So that's super effective to alkalize the body and kickstart, you know, the cleansing in the morning and all of that. It's also fantastic. Oh, I'll talk about that I'll talk about it now. So that's internal, and you can actually buy empty capsules as well and take certain oils internally. Not all of them. You do need to check which ones. For example, for you, if you have something that you want to treat internally. Not treat, support and help internally. So for example, with lemon, so you've seen I take that in my water. We also use this one for cleaning. Now, this is absolutely great for, you know, where kids eat, little kids especially, it gets really sticky. And you can go back and you can scrub and scrub, and it's just, you really have to scrub, right? Especially if they have, you know, we've got these wooden high chairs and it just kind of gets ingrained in there. Spray bottle with water and lemon, I will literally go, you know, do a couple of sprays, leave it for 1 or 2 minutes, and I literally just sponge it off. It is that easy. You never have to scrub anything. So anything else that is sticky, if your kids sit in chewing gum or you have stickers stuck on something where you don't want it, you use the lemon basically to take it off. It is extremely, extremely effective. Or plasters, you know, if plasters leave that mark on the skin, then you take it off with the lemon oil as well. So that is a very useful one to have. For those of you with older children, peppermint and lemon together is great for focus, so you can help them with their, you know, focusing for with their homework for that. So that's really how you would use them safely. So now I'll actually start talking to you about those 10 oils. So we spoke about peppermint, we spoke about lemon. One that we use every single day is On Guard. Now this is the immune system blend. And I've got the German label, so I don't have the ingredients in here, but it has orange, clove, cinnamon, and I can't remember what else. On the English ones, you'll actually have it written in English. So, and this one, it smells of Christmas. A lot of people love this one. Yeah, it's a really nice citrusy, sort of orangey Christmas smell. Now, On Guard is absolutely amazing for protecting the immune system and building it up. So you would put a drop of that every single morning and every single evening under the soles of their feet and definitely notice a difference. We have some empty roller bottles like this where we'll pre-dilute it. Whoops. And so we can basically just rub that on their feet without having to always, you know, do the dilution with the carrier oil. Even if you have an empty jar, like an empty honey jar or whatever it may be, you can make up a mix in there and then just, you know, spoon a bit out if that's all you have to begin with. And so I would definitely recommend using that one every single day as a preventative. And then, you know, when you feel that there are lots of bugs going around, you diffuse that one to clean the air. Now, interestingly enough, a couple of years ago at Christmas, I think it was about 4 different people in our team were diffusing this one at Christmas to prevent you know, bugs and viruses from going around family members who are visiting and things like that. And what they also found is, yes, it protects your physical boundaries, but the emotional benefit. And it was their first drama-free Christmas because it had obviously protected the personal boundaries as well. And this is especially interesting if you have a child who is sensitive and they get affected, especially when you go to busy places, you know, where there are a lot of people or, you know, public events or anything like that, any kind of group scenario, or even you're going to visit someone where you know that your child gets quite affected from being there, you can use On Guard on the soles of their feet as well to already be protecting that. Super, super useful for sensitive children. And let me see if there's anything else on that one. No. Yeah, we also use this one for cleaning the house. So I'll mix this with water and with vinegar and then spray. Literally, this is as antibacterial, antiseptic as any of the chemical stuff you buy in the shops. You can use this to clean your bathroom. You can use this to clean your kitchen. You can use this to clean everything. When we are out and about, I've got a little pouch. I should have had it here to show you. A little pouch like this with teeny little bottles. And that's always in my handbag. So I always have like literally my first aid kit in my handbag. And we use the public toilets or we've gone on a train trip or something like that. I literally do this instead of toxic hand sanitizer, which basically when you use those, sounds good, is that you can buy, you know, in the pharmacy or the chemist, they, over time, they reduce your body's ability to be resistant to bacteria and viruses and things like that, okay? Because they basically, you know, yes, they wear away your body's natural barriers because they just kill it all, basically. And this is just as effective. And that's literally what I do with my kids. Just pop a drop in their hands when we're out and about. The other day, so 3 days ago, our now 5-year-old, it's quite exciting, woke up with a sore throat. And so I had a roller bottle like this, put it on her throat and rubbed it in, and then I put tea tree, Melaleuca, on top. And then by the time she got to school, so my boyfriend, their dad, took them to school, he texted me saying, she says, thank you because her sore throat is gone. So it's literally, within the space of an hour. Now, a note about the citrus oils. So, lemon, wild orange, and On Guard, because it has orange in it. You don't want to put those on exposed skin and then go out sunbathing or playing in the sun, because they make the skin more phytosensitive and you can really get a bad burn. So you wouldn't be putting On Guard on their throat, for example, in the summer and then sending them out to the beach. So that is one also, that we clean with. We absolutely love that one and use it a lot. We actually use the On Guard toothpaste as well. Now, a note again about chemicals. The indoor air is 80%. Well, we spend 80% of our time indoors. Obviously, in Denmark we do. If you live somewhere really warm, you might not, but generally we still do. And the indoor air is 2 to 4 times more polluted than the outdoor air. And so really, when you have chemical cleaners in your house that are stored under your kitchen sink or under your bathroom sink, even with the top on them, the chemical fumes leach out. And so this affects us all the time. And there's so much research you can find on this. There's been such a massive increase in the amount of respiratory issues that children experience. And this is, has a lot to do with the amount of chemicals that we are exposed to every single day. And, so many other illnesses as well. In the elderly, you have brain challenges, dementia and Alzheimer's and all of these things. And all of this is really connected as well to chemicals and heavy metals and, of course, our diets. And so there is so much. Literally, we have not had chemical cleaners in our house or products for our skin or anything for at least 10 years now. And you can literally use the essential oils instead of pretty much everything. To make it easier for you, they've actually got sort of, laundry detergent, cleaning up dishwasher liquid, hand soap, all of that kind of stuff. So, if you don't want to go and make your own, you can definitely buy it ready-made. Now, another one I've mentioned a couple of times, tea tree or Melaleuca. That's the official name for it. And I have it in a roller bottle. So these are pre-diluted. So it's very easy to apply these on kids without having to dilute them. So you can buy empty rollers and make your own, and you can also buy them ready-made. This is a very, what's it called? Gentle one. So you can use it neat. So for example, our 5-year-old, a couple of times she's had, can you think of the French word? Ulcer. Inside, and you can literally put a drop on your finger. It tastes gross, it really does. But she's amazing at just taking it, because it will make it go that day. It's gone. So if you've got any ulcers or any, if they keep biting themselves, it's really horrible. And then it keeps building up. Put a drop of Melaleuca on it, and that will really help it to heal. So tea tree is also one that you can use for cleaning your house. Natural antiseptic, antibacterial. And with the roller, so as I said, you can put it on the throat if they have a sore throat. This is a fantastic one for anything ear related. Now, our 2-year-old, when she was 6 months, when she was around 6 months, she started crying day and night, nonstop. I kept taking her to the doctor, kept saying there was something wrong. They kept saying, no, there's nothing wrong. I even took her straight to the hospital to have them check her. They said there's nothing wrong. I went back to the doctor, I think it was the 5th time, and said, you have to send us to a specialist. They sent us to a ear, nose, throat specialist. Ear is supposed to be between 30 and 50, whatever the measurement is, and hers was 200. So she had been in extreme pain for 3 months with, pressure of liquid buildup in her ear. And they wanted to operate and put her under general anesthetic and put grommets in her ears. You must have been through that. You can't wet their ears for 2 years. You have to keep replacing the grommets. It's not a long-term solution. And because we like to do things as naturally as possible when we can, sometimes you do need to go to the doctor and have things done and take medicine. So I looked up, which oils can we use? And we put, so first of all, it was lavender on the front, on the front of the ear, and then around the back and down here. Because you've got the eardrum, it can't drain, the liquid can't drain out this way. It can only drain down into the neck or out of the nose. So we put lavender, then cypress, then melaleuca. You can also use melaleuca on its own. If your kids say, oh, I've got pain in my ear or anything, start with this immediately around the ear. And within a couple of applications, the water came out of her nose. Like it was literally a solid amount of water that just came out of her nose. No pain, no more pain, gone, no more crying, literally, literally overnight. It was absolutely amazing. And so now if she ever sort of touches her ear or says she has pain, or they can get wax build up as well, then we just put that, and that's normally hereditary. Different people are different in their ears. You can just roll that and it will work very quickly and very effectively. So just, you might need to use it for a couple of days or something. So this is also great for any skin issues. So any dry patches of skin, you know what I mean when I'm saying that? This is very effective. And so you can mix it with coconut oil and put it on, and with lavender as well. Now, I also have this in that little first aid kit that I told you about with the teeny tiny bottles. So our girls are very active. When we're out and about, if they fall and graze their knee or hands or whatever, I literally just drop this directly on the cut. It does not sting, okay? But it's antibacterial, so it cleans it. And then what I'll do is I'll follow up with a drop of lavender to help reduce the inflammation and the healing. So that one is absolutely brilliant. And we also use it for between their toes. So they've both started going to swimming lessons. We will use this under the toes to make sure they don't, foot things. And you can use On Guard for that as well. So anything sort of skin, nails, that kind of thing, you can use it. It's also very good immune booster. So sometimes the On Guard that I showed you earlier on. And then on the subject of skin, let's just carry on with that. Obviously lavender. Now, lavender, yeah, so we'll put the melaleuca first, then the lavender on top if they have a cut, if they have any kind of issues or anything that you want to put something on and deal with, then we'll put this on. Lavender is one that we use a lot. For example, we'll pop a drop in their bath. We'll diffuse it at night to help them sleep better. It works very well on the soles of the feet. So if you're going to massage their feet, or just, it's always nice to massage the oils in, like not full on massage, you just put it on and rub it in. But with little kids who have trouble sleeping, you can put a drop on the soles of their feet and massage it in lightly. Or if they suffer from anxiety or anything like that. My 5-year-old, sometimes she likes this just dabbed on her wrists, on her pulse points, and then that's her little perfume when she goes to school. And all her friends are like, you smell so good. They love it. Let's see. Allergies. I hope you know what I mean. At springtime, when the birds and the bees and the plants are sort of growing and spreading, a combination of peppermint, lavender, and lemon is absolutely fantastic. Now, especially if you're an adult who's suffered from this and you've taken over-the-counter medicines, you know that half the time they don't work. And especially when it's kids, you don't want to start giving them these over-the-counter medicines, because it just keeps repressing the issue in the body. It's not helping it to cure, it's not helping it to come out. And I completely understand that sometimes you need to do something, but now you have these oils. So literally lavender, peppermint, lemon. You would put them in the diffuser. And you would also put that along their spine and on the soles of their feet. Remember, you don't need to remember this. Once you've got your oils, we're here to help you find the answers to all of these things. For some reason, I developed seasonal allergies when I was 18. Never had it before that. And the last 2 years, I haven't had them. I get a tiny bit of a sniffle maybe, but I definitely don't have the whole itchy eyes, blocked nose, itchy throat, and all of that at all. And I had a friend's child who was starting to get it this year, and we just used these oils on them, and it made a massive difference.
Also great to put on any kind of bites or stings. So bee stings, straight on, literally within 5 minutes, it will help to reduce the pain. Mosquito bites, anything like that, you put it on there and it will help right away. Then, two of my favorites. Zengest, Zenful Digestion. We have been using this on our little girl literally since she was born. Now, yes, I didn't say this in the beginning. When with a premature baby, you do want to be careful and maybe not use it until the date. Born 3 months early, you want to wait 3 months after, to start using the oils, and you want to make sure that they are heavily diluted. And even for adults, do not think that more is better, or for older children, 1 drop seriously goes a really long way. What you want to do is you want to reapply little and often. So like I said in the beginning, every 2 hours, instead of using 4 drops in one go. So this is absolutely amazing. Literally a lifesaver for anything digestive, whether it's constipation, diarrhea, bloated, food poisoning. What else is there? Seriously, whatever it is. Often when our little girl is having trouble sleeping, we will put Zengest, they've changed the name, on her. And it will help her to settle, because especially with little children, oftentimes their stomachs are doing weird things. They're eating new foods, and your body needs to learn to digest and, and do all of this. And so oftentimes when we don't know what it is, that will really help her. And so we'll put that, rub it clockwise on her belly, drop in the belly button, rub it clockwise, and then on the soles of the feet as well. And that literally, if you have a child who does not go to the toilet daily, they really need to be going to the toilet daily, you want to use this, and it will work literally in 24 hours. Especially if you combine it with the reflex points, with the reflexology points, then it really, on the feet, you can find a chart if you just Google foot reflexology chart. Extremely, extremely effective. For adults, if you are somewhere, I came back from a business trip in Portugal the other day, and I was next to 5 women, older women, and one of them was like green. She was about to puke. She was really unwell. She had, wanted to vomit, diarrhea, everything. And I piped up, I have something in my bag. Would you like to try it? And she popped a drop under her tongue. I wouldn't recommend this for kids because it's quite strong. It has aniseed in it. It has peppermint. Yeah, I can read for this one for you. Oh, it's in German. Peppermint oil, cumin, coriander, aniseed, estragon, I think it's coriander, and fennel, ginger. And immediately her nausea stopped. Okay, and you can definitely use this when you're pregnant, by the way. If you're getting any kind of symptoms, you can just put it on your feet. And immediately her nausea stopped and she felt much better and she was able to sleep. And then she asked me for some more later on in the flight. So this is one that you will use a lot. A couple of times, our older girl, she wakes up, she's got a bellyache. And you don't know if it's because she doesn't want to go to school or she's processing some emotion or something like that. So this will help any actual, physical discomfort she's feeling to go away. But also Zengest, it helps to digest emotions. So every time when we put this on her, if she's woken up like that, she's been fine then to choose to go to school. Small kids who can't blow their nose and they have mucus buildup, and you can hear it. Sometimes the mucus buildup is here or in the chest or on the bridge of the nose. You can put a drop, literally, it helps to digest the mucus. This was a godsend for us. It was literally a miracle when we heard about this. Our babies, when they're blocked, it's the most horrible thing, and you don't want to put those, those snot squeezy things up their nose. With little babies, careful that they're not going to rub their hands on it. So maybe you would do it when they're asleep or something, and heavily diluted. Really small babies, I wouldn't put it here. Maybe if they're 1, before ours was 1, I have to say. You'll see, as a mum, you'll know, but don't put it on tiny babies. On tiny babies, maybe you can put a very heavily diluted drop here or on the chest to help reduce the mucus there. Just get some more water. I'm talking a lot. You can also put a drop in your water, by the way. You get bloated, for example, if you're traveling or if you're going to be going out, you can definitely do it before to prepare your stomach, and then afterwards again. And car sickness, you can use that one for as well. You can put it maybe on the pulse points or on that, you know, that bit there in your, around your solar plexus where you feel stuck and sick. Another one that we absolutely love is a blend called Breathe. This one has laurel leaf, eucalyptus, peppermint, melaleuca, lemon, cardamom, ravensara, and cinnamon camphora, something or other, leaf oil. Now this one, so it's very fresh, okay? Now you remember earlier on that I said that peppermint helps to wake you up? Breathe. This is the one you want to use for anything respiratory, funnily enough. It's called Breathe. And when our little girl was 3 months old, we were co-sleeping, and she was making these piggy noises all night, like, you know, she was sleeping, but it was keeping us awake. It was horrible. This is the oil for snorers. So we put it in the diffuser. From that first night, she just never did it again. She never did those snorting noises at night ever again. So that was not the thing that was keeping us awake from then on. It is really nice to diffuse, especially so if they have obviously respiratory issues, or, you know, in the winter when you've got the radiators on and it gets really stuffy. This is really fresh. There's only a small amount of peppermint in here, so it will not keep you awake. It's actually a really nice oil to fall asleep to. And it really just, you know, freshens your airways. When you can breathe, it just somehow helps you to go to sleep. So that one is brilliant for anything respiratory, and obviously you can diffuse that one. It smells nice. It also comes in a stick. Now, you may know the Vicks sticks, you know, and it's like this. You rub it on. You know the sort of the Vicks sticks that you can buy in the shop? They have petroleum in them. You don't want to be putting petroleum on your kids, you know, and goodness, what other chemicals that they have in there. So then you just rub it on, you know, and if you want to, on the old one, I'll just pop a drop under her nose. And you can put it on the soles of the feet as well. It's non-greasy. It's greasy because I've put it on and it's got sort of, you know, fat in it, but then it doesn't feel greasy afterwards once you've got it on. So this is a must-have. Absolutely brilliant oil to have. It's also great if you have panic attacks or anything like that, or anxiety, and you just take a deep breath. For example, if you have a child who's about to do a show or is nervous about going to school or whatever it is, you can really help to support them with Breathe. And it also does help to dissolve slime as well. And of course you can dilute, you know, a drop here. What else did I want to say about Breathe? No, that was it. I can't remember. And about the chemicals. Yeah, can't remember. Next, Deep Blue. So Deep Blue is, so it does come in the other bottle form. We've just run out of it, so we've only got the stick. Let me just open it for you and show you again. This one is fantastic. So for growing pains, you literally roll it over the area and then rub it in. So over their hips or knees or wherever they may be experiencing growing pains. Absolutely fantastic. And for, you know, teenage daughters, when they have, if they have period, well, and for you as well, for menstrual pain, you know, period pain, you just put that on your lower belly or on your thighs or lower back, wherever you're feeling the pains. If you have, you can put it on the back of your neck here. As you get braver, it's quite a strong smell, and you can end up putting it here as well. So this is a brilliant one. This is also a brilliant one for deep emotional pain. So if they're really having trouble going to sleep at night, because oftentimes children will process, you know, things that they're going through and learning at night, you can rub a bit of this on the soles of their feet. And obviously in older people, for anyone who has joint pain, muscle pains, muscular pains, you can put it on before working out and after working out. So if you do have children who are very sporty, you can help to support them with that. And any adults, obviously, who have any sort of joint pain and muscle pains. And then frankincense. This one. I hesitated for a long time. I went to an all-girls Catholic school. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to manage that frankincense. At first I smelled it and I was like, oh, don't like the smell. And now I absolutely love it. And it's many people's favorite oil. And this is the king of oils, and amazing system booster. And basically, if you don't know, if in doubt, use Frank. This is what we say: if in doubt, use Frank. So this is fantastic to help ground. It comes from a tree. So it comes from Somalia. So if you imagine this really old tree in really arid landscape, you know, it's really dry. This is a really old, wise tree. An old and ugly, someone said, equals, it was wise. It's a really, you know, it is rooted in, in ancestry and culture. And it is just a very grounding, solid tree, and helps to settle you in terms of anxiety. So that is a great one to diffuse at night with lavender, for example. We'll also put maybe a drop on the back here. I've made a roller bottle with my girls. I'll put it here. It's great for spiritual connection as well. So if your kids are feeling a little bit apart or not quite right, or maybe if you're going through transition, so you're moving, or you've got a change in your family situation or something like that, or they're changing schools, you can use frankincense for that as well. Speaking of school, I just want to go back. I just realized I forgot skin issues as well. It's great for any scarring. So you put it on top of scars to help heal the scars, basically. So if they fell over, you just keep reapplying that morning and night. Yeah, I just want to go back to tea tree. We use this as well for head lice prevention. So I've got a little plastic bottle, and I've just put water in there, and I've put tea tree. I've added clove because I have clove, but you can just use tea tree. And we'll just spray it in their hair preventatively. Honestly, it's whenever I think about it. I like to think I do it every week. I don't. I do it every couple of weeks. And so far, touch wood, you know, head lice has gone around a few times, and our daughters haven't had it yet. And this helps to, so definitely the Melaleuca, because head lice, I don't know if you remember from when you were a kid getting it, it's an absolute nightmare, and the shampoo stinks, and it's so chemical and toxic, so really not good. So going back to frankincense, great for cell regeneration as well, and cellular regeneration. So yes, the skin if there's scarring, but obviously internally as well. You wouldn't give it internally to kids, but whatever you're putting on the skin goes into the body, as we said. And the last one I wanted to speak to you about is oregano, and I don't have it here because it's in my kitchen cupboard, not where I have the others, so I forgot to put it beside me. Oregano is considered a hot oil, so you definitely want to dilute that one and just use one drop. It is a natural antibiotic. Okay, so we will use that one again on the soles of our kids' feet before they go swimming, or just after. If your kids have any warts, I don't know if you remember if you had any when you were young and you tried all sorts of things to put on it and nothing ever seemed to work. The oregano is amazing. So put that on the skin, diluted as well. Obviously it doesn't smell as nice as everything else, but you can. And you can use it in your cooking. So you literally put, because it's so strong, a toothpick in the top and mix that in your food. You wouldn't want any more than that. But that is an amazing one when you feel that there are sicknesses going around to really build up their immunity. Then I would put diluted oregano on the soles of their feet. I have a friend who her son had a really bad cough, and she actually diffused it at night, and it helped a lot for him. She said it was absolutely amazing for that. You know, it smells of pizza, sure, but it was very effective. So it helps to maintain the immune system, and it also helps, it affects parasites, basically. So it is a very strong one. Now, when our older daughter got chickenpox, we, obviously we knew the little one would get it. We started putting oregano and On Guard on the soles of the little one's feet and on the big one as well. And they both had much milder case. They didn't suffer massively from the chickenpox. It really helped to build up their immunity during, and the little one just before. So that is a great one to use, or for example, before you're going to take a flight or something where there'll be lots of microbes flying around with you. Now, what I invite you to do, if you do have a pen and paper, is just for, take a quick minute, literally, whilst I go and check if we've got any messages. Write a list of top 3 things that you would like to find a natural solution for. Whether it's you or, one of your children or something like that. I'll just go check if we've got any questions. No questions. Okay. So okay, but I have had a request to know how to order the oils. I'll tell you about that just in a minute. First, I completely forgot to tell you, doTERRA also have 2 supplements for kids, and I don't have the vitamins here because we've run out. They are, compare them, doTERRA ones, I compared them to common brand ones that you buy in a health food shop for kids, and for the same price, the ingredients, and yeah, it's absolutely amazing the difference that it makes. And so I would highly recommend giving those a go, but also probiotics. So we always give probiotics to our little girls. And until now, we've been using the powder that you have to mix in water. And honestly, though I love the taste of it, it was really hit and miss with my daughters, whether they would or not. And so doTERRA have this. It's literally a little, I never ate sherbet when I was a kid, but now I know this is what sherbet was like. You just rip the top off and they can just put it in. With a 2-year-old, we normally put it in a spoon for her. I happen to give her the full dose. Some people say for a 2-year-old, give half a dose. Honestly, it's probiotics. I don't think you can really go wrong with that. And it's strawberry melon flavored. And they love it. Every single day they ask for their probiotics. Now, what do you want probiotics for? You want probiotics because 70% of your immune system is located in your gut. So especially if your kids are not going to the toilet as they should, or they often get colds and coughs and their immunity is compromised, you definitely, and even if it's not, to maintain it, you definitely want to be giving them probiotics, like you want to be taking probiotics too every day. Your immunity is formed in your gut and housed there. 90% of your serotonin, so it's one of the neurotransmitters that helps your elevated happy moods, is produced and stored in your gut as well. So if your child is not going to the toilet properly, perhaps not eating properly, or eating quickly, or not chewing properly, all of these things and any combination of, it means that their moods will be compromised as well. And especially because they're learning so much, they're taking so much on, and they get tired, it's really important to make sure that they have a really healthy gut. Well, like literally a healthy gut is the cornerstone. It is the absolute foundation of your health. And so taking probiotics every day is highly recommended. Now, I will post in the Facebook group the link to the kits. So I'll just mention to you, first of all, there are 3 ways to order. One is retail through the web shop. And you want to go back to whoever invited you to this class, to ask them to help you and to send you a link. So 1 is retail through the web shop. 2, you open a personal wholesale account. So it's $25, what is it in euros? It's 25 euros. And you pay that, it's a one-off for an entire year, and that gives you 25% off. There's no obligation to ever buy again, but when you do, you have 25% off. So that's your own wholesale account. And the 3rd one is through the Loyalty Reward Club, which is like a frequent flyer club, basically. And you get points, like you do with frequent flyers, okay, to redeem against products. And the way that works is that you start off on 10%. Some kits start you off further down the line. And that goes up every 3 months. So 15, 20, 25, and all the way up to 30%. So that means in the beginning, when you're buying for $100, you'll get $10 back for your shipping. And then by the end of the year, for every $100 you spend, or 100 euros, you'll get 30 euros back. There is no other shop that will ever give you that. So it's absolutely amazing that you can buy everything in one place for that. And so, yeah, so that's how you buy. And when you buy the wholesale membership, obviously you can buy just 1 oil if you want. We don't recommend that because there are kits which bring you a massive saving. When you buy a kit, it's like anything in a shop. The more you buy, the bigger discount you get. it will basically, yes, give you a price below wholesale. So there are 2 kits, and I'll send you now so you can follow along if you want to. Here we go. Okay. Here are the kits. So I've just put the link there, and you can download that. And basically, there are 2 kits that I recommend. The Home Essentials kit that you will see on there, it's the second kit on there. It has all of these 10 oils plus that diffuser in it. So everything we've spoken about, which literally this kit will cover every single, what's it called? Every single system in the body. Muscular, skin, respiratory, digestive. What else did I say? And also, sleep, emotional, anxiety and things like that as well. Yeah. And obviously, if you have specific needs, there might be some more oils that you need, but that kit will literally cover absolutely everything that you need. That is a fabulous basic starter kit. The second kit that I would recommend is called the Natural Solutions Kit. So now on that form, so the Home Essentials is the second one. The Natural Solutions is sort of just below it. So I mentioned about the loyalty reward points that you start on 10%. The great thing about the Natural Solutions is you start on 50% back. 15% back already. 100 euros you spend, you get 15 euros back, basically, in points. But that kit, the Natural Solutions, if you can afford it, this is the one that I most recommend that you start with, because it has those 10 oils in it, has the diffuser in it, it has a storage box for your oils even, but it also has my 4 favorite emotions oils in it that are absolutely fantastic to use with children. Grounding, uplifting, to help minimize tantrums, lift the mood when they come back from school, and then help to settle them down to sleep. It also has, if you are someone who still has chemicals in your home and you like the idea of getting rid of all of those chemicals and just having a completely home in terms of the products that you use. So it's got the face creams in there, it's got shampoo in there, it's got the surface cleaner in there, the hand soap, the laundry detergent, the toothpaste. It also has the box of supplements. So for adults, that's actually doTERRA's bestseller. They are, I challenge anybody to take these supplements for a month and not feel a difference. So it's a multivitamin, a mineral, omega, and antioxidant. And a whole bunch of other oils in there as well. So that is really the kit to go for if you think, you know what, I want to just have a natural home in one go. Solutions kits, hands down. Now, in the PDF link that I have just given you, you need to add whatever your country's VAT is on top of that. Okay, this is a generic one. Yours will not be as high as ours. In Denmark, it's 25%. Obviously, if you have a business, you can claim that back. But just know that those prices, you need to add whatever your country's VAT is on top of it. Now, those are the only 2 kits really that I'm going to mention now. You can have a look through the PDF, but honestly, those are the best ones in terms of having a home pharmacy kit and everything that you need as a mum at home to help your children and yourself, your husbands, your boyfriends, whoever else may be in the house with you, is really, really important. And you'll see just how much of your pharmacy you can actually then get rid of over time as you start to trust these oils more and more. So the Home Essentials kit and then the Natural Solutions. And do ask us, obviously, if you are not sure. And by the way, with the Natural Solutions as well, you also get 100 product points. So remember, I talked about these product points that you can exchange against product, like the frequent flyer program. So you'll start on 15% back with the Natural Solutions kit and 100 extra reward points if you buy something next month. So just ask me if that's the one you want to go for, and I can explain it to you. Now, there is a very special offer that is available only till the end of this month, till the 30th, which is that when you do buy a kit or some oils this month, and you buy for 100 PV, so that's the points. Every product has a point value, and that's how you can use your points. You redeem them. So if you buy for 100 PV next month, which is approximately 80 to 100 euros, depending what you're buying, then you'll get a free supplement pack next month as well. And that in itself is worth 100 euros. Literally, they are life-changing. If you are a mother who, put your hands up, if you need more energy, better sleep, on a practical level, internal level, it helps to, you know, combat inflammation and things like that. But honestly, in terms of more energy and clarity and a lift in your moods, month you will notice a difference. Okay, they are so powerful. They're herbs, the vitamins, the minerals. They also have essential oils and superfoods in there. It's absolutely amazing, and you get that for free if you order this month and next month again. And this is not enough offer that comes up a lot at once before. So I highly recommend, if you're thinking about it, that you literally jump on this now. This month, I mean. The link where you can actually purchase. So remember to go back to the person who invited you to this webinar, but don't worry if you forget, because on this form that I'm about to give you the link for, there is a space where you put the person's name in. So we can always do it that way as well. Here is the order form. And you'll see when you click down in this order form, it gives you the kits, you know, outlined there, and you basically just tick which one you want. And then if you would like to purchase some oils for next month, to make the most of that free supplement pack worth 100 euros, then you can just put that in there. And don't worry, just put something in there, and if you're not sure, we can help you to choose and to set that up. So that's what we are here for, so don't worry about that. We can help you. Got any more questions? No, we don't. So let me see, was there anything else? No, that was it that I wanted to share with you. So thank you once again for being here. Honestly, it's a matter of time before everyone has these oils in their home, because they are so incredibly effective. You know, when we had this with our daughter's ears, that we were able to help her completely naturally in a way that was very non-intrusive, you know, not having to have an operation and, you know, all of these things was just absolutely. And since then, we've had so many situations where we've just been able to use the oils instead of reaching for, you know, Calpol or whatever your equivalent is. And also a lot of the time when you don't think you can help your kids, you know, when they're processing stuff or when they have growing pains, you don't want to give them painkillers, or if they have pain in their teeth or something, there is so much that we can do, you know, or like ulcers in the mouth or cuts. There's so much that we can do to help them naturally. And seriously, it's so easy and so effective and so practical. And you've got 250 drops in here, and you're literally using one drop at a time. It's absolutely amazing. You will not know how you lived before you have these oils in your home. And, you know, if you're going traveling or anything like that, they're absolutely brilliant to bring as well. Anyway, I will not harp on. So I've kept you for an hour. Thank you very much for joining us. If you have any questions, just ask. And soon. Bye, guys.